What's up guys, welcome to Aero Models and also my first video. So this is going to be a review of the Cargolux Boeing 747-8F in the new interactive series by GeminiJets in 1:400 scale. Since the Boeing 747 freighters have the unique nose cargo door, which you can see over here, it's actually really cool to have a model with the nose cargo door open, as well as the side cargo doors. You can see one of them over here. And as an iconic cargo aircraft, the open door configuration really shows the plane in its element, so I am really pleased to own this model. Before we examine the model in a bit more detail, here's a bit of background information on the Boeing 747 and also for Cargolux Airlines International. The Boeing 747 series is arguably the most distinctive aircraft model line ever, and it has maintained its iconic design characteristics ever since the first 747 back in 1966. The upper deck and also the huge size of the aircraft made it the world's first jumbo jet, and nearly 50 years after the first 747, Boeing launched the final variant, the 747-8, which is available as a 747-8 intercontinental passenger aircraft, and also the 747-8 freighter aircraft, which is what we have here in this video. In terms of some figures about the aircraft, it has a maximum takeoff weight of 449,056 kgs and a maximum payload of 134,000 kgs. And as for the dimensions, it has a wingspan of 68.45 meters, a height of 19.4 meters, and an overall length of 76.25 meters. And as for the airline, Cargolux Airlines International SA, or Cargolux for short, is Europe's biggest all-cargo airline with an all-Boeing 747 fleet of 747-8F and 747-400 freighters. Cargolux was actually the launch customer for the world's first 747-400 freighter, and it was also the first operator of the new and improved 747-8F in 2011. And that's the main reason why I got this model, because you can't think of Cargolux without the Boeing 747. Alright, moving on to the actual model now. As you can see, there's a nice box, and I generally feel that GeminiJets have the best packaging among other model makers. And you have little details like the look inside panel over here, which opens up. This is where the aircraft would be. It's just nice for a sneak preview instead of taking the plane out of the box itself. And you also have the aircraft information over here, which is a nice touch, and as a collector you would definitely appreciate that. So, as you would expect from GeminiJets, the quality and the attention to detail on this model are really good in my opinion. And you can see the Cargolux logo on the underside of the nose cargo door. If I move the plane around, you can see it clearly over here. There you go. And which becomes upright when the door is open, as you can see. And we also have a Cargolux logo on the underside of the aircraft. I'll just move it around to show you. There you go. So that's how it actually is on the real aircraft. So good detail there. And as for the mold of the model itself, I think GeminiJets have done a great job. I think it looks very accurate to the real aircraft, and it's always great to see the antennas included over here. It's a nice touch. And the detail on the four GEnx engines are also really good. If I bring it a bit closer, you can see quite clearly the General Electric logos over there, and also the chevrons on the engine cowling, which is a nice touch. In real life that helps to reduce noise, and it also just looks very cool as a design, so that helps. So my only complaint about this model is that if you want to show it in the closed door configuration, the attachments don't fit in seamlessly, and you can notice that, you know, it's basically a bit of a, well, it just doesn't fit in seamlessly. So I'll show you an example. This is the open door configuration, which is just fine. This is what it should look like in real life. But once I take it out and I put in the closed door piece, which is here, you can see that it doesn't go in all the way. That's as far as it goes in. And you can see a noticeable gap between the fuselage and the nose cargo door. In real life, that gap is much smaller, and you won't be able to notice it so obviously. So GeminiJets, please do improve this. You guys can do better, and we'd all really appreciate that, I'm sure. But for me, it's not too much of an issue because I bought this model to show in the open door configuration, to show the plane being loaded and unloaded, so that's just fine for me. And let me show you guys some more detail of the aircraft. So you have right at the front here, city of Vianden, Luxembourg, and down here you have the front landing gear flaps with VCA, which is part of the aircraft registration. And over here you can see powered by Bolloré Logistics, and up here you have the EU flag. Antenna on top over here, good detail. Cargolux logo is nicely presented. And moving backwards, you have 2 of the 4 beautiful GE NX engines. GE logo nicely shown there, as well as the chevrons. Nice detail. The wings are also perfectly designed. You have all the flaps, and moving backwards you have the side cargo door, which is open, and Boeing 747-8F, as well as LXVCA, which is this aircraft's registration. And you have the beautiful Cargolux logo on the vertical stabilizer, and the horizontal stabilizers are also nicely detailed. Moving back, you have the APU exhaust. It looks very good. And let me show you guys the underside and the landing gear. There you go. So the wheels do roll. Of course, I wouldn't recommend that you guys, play with it, but it's a cool feature that it does move. GeminiJets over here, and you have, basically a hole to insert a stand if you want to buy one. It's not included, but just for your information. And again, if you happen to be standing underneath this aircraft, or you see one flying above you, you would see this beautiful Cargolux logo on the bottom as well. And as for the engines, the fan blades inside do not rotate, but that's fine with me. I don't intend to play with it. And overall, that's about it, guys. I do hope that you've enjoyed this first video of mine. I do have many more airplane models which I intend to review, so please stay tuned for that. And in the meantime, please like if you liked it, please comment if you have anything to share, and do subscribe. It would help the channel a lot. And until next time, stay safe and take care, guys. Thank you very much. Peace.